Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate that fantastic introduction. Well, personality mastery is something that I am striving toward and learning. It's a daily work in progress, but I tell you what, it is a fantastic tool for connecting with people. And the better that we can connect and build those relationships, the better leads we are going to generate. And personality mastery is essentially the science of understanding of what makes people tick. And here's what we found. We tend to like people that are like us. We have similar things in common. And the funny part is we tend to fall in love with people who are opposite of what we are. And what you can see here are different shapes. If you can see them, you can see a cube, a pyramid, a ball, and a wavy line. And if you were to put those in order, what do you tend to like the most? The cube, the pyramid, the wavy line, or the ball? For me personally, I like the pyramid first, and I like the wavy line second, followed by the ball third, and then the cube fourth. And that puts my personality as a driver expressive. So I like to get things done aggressively and make things happen, but I want to have fun along the way too. And another way we can look at it is, what's the most frustrating thing for us? So which of these four things would cause you the most frustration in any area of your business or personal life? Is it things not being done properly in order, things that are out of control, things that are boring or not fun, or conflict with others? And much like the shape, which order would you put that in? Like for me, the most frustration would be something that's boring or not fun. I absolutely love to have fun in life. And so when you rate these things and then take a look at them, in 15 seconds, you can learn so much about an individual, like their strengths and their weaknesses, what they like and what they don't like, what turns them on, what turns them off. You'll even understand who they're married to if they're married, and maybe some conflicts within that marriage. You'll know what to say, when to say, and how to say it. You'll know how to connect with those people based on their personalities. You'll know why they're successful in what they're doing, and you'll also get an understanding of what their challenges are. So let's go back to those shapes a little bit, because if the cube is what you like, you're an analytical. And you like to dot your I's and you like to cross your T's and make sure that things are done properly in order. And that's fantastic. If you prefer the pyramid first, you're a driver. So you've got drive, you've got aggressiveness, you like to make things happen. If you choose the wavy line first, you're an expressive. So you're energetic and you're excited and you have a lot of enthusiasm. And if the ball is your first choice, you're amiable. So you have a lot of great concern and compassion for people. And those are all different strengths. But guess what? Our greatest strength is also our greatest weakness. And our greatest weakness is our greatest strength misapplied. Now, here's an interesting part too. What if you looked at all those different shapes and you're thinking, I don't know, they all kind of speak to me. Or maybe you thought, this is kind of a silly, ridiculous test. You actually have a personality too. We call it the chameleon personality, or the inner quadrant personality. So a little bit of everything. And your greatest strength is your flexibility, and your greatest weakness is your flexibility. So when we understand these different personalities and how we can interact with people, again, we can generate more and better leads. And as a new entrepreneur myself, when I get to meet with a potential client and have a conversation with them, I can use this tool, and it's fun because it creates curiosity, people looking like, why are we picking these shapes? And then when you come back with the feedback, you might give them more insight than them. You might know them better than they know themselves. So it's a fun way to interact with somebody, get to know them, and then you can maximize that relationship. And when you can maximize the relationship, you can close better and create that collaboration or provide that service, because now you're speaking to that person's need. And when you can fulfill that need, you're going to enhance your business. And that's a win for everybody. So these personalities are fun. We all have them. And when we understand them and can work with them, we can create greater success in our relationship. And we can do that personally too. Like I mentioned earlier, we tend to fall in love with people that are opposite of what we are. I am the driver expressive, and my husband Can you guess? He's the analytic amiable. So it's a lot of fun watching our different interactions now that we get to know each other better. So I hope you find this helpful.
That's great, Lee. Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow. First time on, I'm kind of curious. How did you master that, or maybe not master it, but how did you get it so tight in such a short period of time? You haven't been on for 5 years. Well, what have you been doing?
I've been studying the courses behind the personality masteries. My colleague, Ed Noel, he introduced this to me when I met him in June or July of last year. And from that, he introduced me to Mark. And I think I ask Mark a question weekly, if not every other day, and just continuously love to learn. And I love psychology and really finding different ways of connecting with people and understanding what makes them tick and then helping them go from there. So I just studied the information again and again until I felt comfortable with it, and then just followed notes along. And it's fun.
That's great. So what advice would you give to somebody else who wants to understand personality masteries?
I don't remember exactly. To go to the DNA for Life-log.org, I believe. It's a site. DNA for Life-log.com, and then clicking on DNA for People, and then finding more information about the personality masteries. And the more that you can study it, there's even a certified course that goes with it. I believe it's a 7-week course, so you can dive deep into it and use that as a tool to propel your success.
Excellent. So I've got a question for you. We're going to open it up we got time for 2 or 3 questions here. So when you're working on marketing to generate more and better leads, what personalities should we talk to, Lee?
All of them. There's a way to talk to all of them. And when people feel understood and they know that you care, they will care about what you know. And so what you know is value that you can provide to them. And when they see that value, they're going to want to connect with you even more.
Interesting. You know, it sounds like you're pretty concerned, at least as concerned, or it almost sounds like you're more concerned about somebody else's benefit or what's in it for them than they may even be for themselves. That might sound odd, but I kind of get that idea from your conversation earlier with how you've generated a way to connect with people for small businesses. Is that right, or not so much?
No, you're spot on, Kevin. Absolutely. I love to dive into the heart of people, and when I can touch their heart, I can provide them a message that speaks to them, and that's what I want. I want them to know that I care about them. At the end of the day, do we want to make more money? Sure, but that has to begin with relationships. The money will follow. But if I chase the money first, I'm going to be chasing the people away.
Wow, that's a great point. Hey, we'll open it up. Is there anyone else that has a question for Lee about personality masteries and how that can help us generate more and better leads?
Yeah, I have a question. What specific words are each of the personalities more drawn to?
That's a great question. The different words, like with a cube, it's more about the details, and they like to think things through. The wavy line, they think of creativity and fun and spontaneity. With the driver, it's action and results oriented and making things happen. And with the amiable, they focus on heart and friendships and relationships. So those are just some examples of some words that can clue you into those different personalities. But the best way to do it is to take the action card, because it has the shapes on there, or even if you just draw out the 2D shapes, with a triangle, square, circle, and a couple of wavy lines. When people can see that visual, that's what you want to get first before you get into the word. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you. Any other questions for Lee for Personality Masteries?